Hey there, and welcome back to Elden Ring and our narrative lore playthrough. We're at Elphael, Brace of the Haligtree. And we're going to start getting into it. So, the first thing, kind of looking around, like we said before, right? We looked at the map. This place encircles the trunk of the Haligtree, and it's got these spokes going out. And with the name of this place, it makes it make sense now, right? It's a brace, and this brace is going to support something. So it's supporting the tree. And so you got these spokes going out is because all these things are basically like load bearing. It's weights. Or sorry, they're all load bearing. It's things to take the weight for the tree and the walls. So these walls go around it and they all go up and support the tree itself. And so that tells me something about the tree. So in the last one, I was thinking about, hey, like how, it's Clean Rot Night up there. Thinking about how, all right, this tree was maybe created by Mikola using his useful blood, his sacramental blood. Kind of like how those, the sacramental buds were being made before. And so I wondered if the reason it was not doing well was because Mikola was gone and Millennia was here, the rot had kind of afflicted it, etc., etc. But now, with a city literally being built around it, and its whole purpose is to brace the tree, that tells me, in my mind, that the tree has always needed that support. It has always kind of been failing. It's always needed help. It's always needed supports. And so it was never healthy and strong on its own. It's possible, and there's Millicent, that it was kind of done as a just in case kind of thing. But in my mind, I feel like it's always needed that extra support. It's always needed help. Right. We're going in here. It's a church. Look at stained glass windows. We've got pews. Millicent, a altar up at the front, as well as a big statue of an old, faceless person, bony arms, long, thin, got a staff. It really makes me think grave wardeny, kind of spectre-y, death-like. The banners in this place have symbols of the Haligtree. You know this from the top up there. Of course, I'm too close so you can't really see it. But it goes like a tree going upwards, and then you've got the 5 spokes of the Haligtree. But Millicent has finally made it here, following the steps of Millennia. And so what does she say?
I can only surmise our purposes are aligned. In which case, allow me to explain myself. I am of Millennia's blood, but in what capacity I know not. I could be sister, daughter, or an offshoot. Whatever the case, though, I am certain of a kinship between us.
All right. I mean, it makes sense. There's nothing of that should be a surprise to us. Now, like she said, she could be an offshoot. So, is she a daughter? I mean, it's possible, right? And she has sisters, right? We've encountered some of them. Some of them were summons to help us fight some of that commander dude out in the Aeonian swamp. So, it's possible that she just has, maybe Millennia just had children. And so, there's just multiples. She could be a sort of half-sibling, some kind of sibling of sort, right? Or, like she said, literally just like an offshoot. Because the divinities in this game, the gods, are weird. I mean, they are just kind of weird. Marika's bizarre. She's also Radigan, and Radigan is Marika. Like, there's some strange things going on there. Millennia is, infused with rot, which is a whole outer god being thing, which was also sealed away, or at least its physical form was. So now it's just a, formless thing. So there's all kinds of odd things that could be going on here. And with so many ties with trees and plants and stuff, you could have literally just offshooting things. A lot of plants just have big networks underground. And so what's one tree is really, or what's a bunch of trees is really just kind of one tree in a big network, right?
There is something I must return to Millennia. The will that was once her own. The dignity. The sense of self that allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot. The pride she abandoned to meet Radahn's measure.
Okay, so she needs to give her dignity and will back, because when she fought Radahn, according to this, right, and kind of based on what we know and what has happened in the Scarlet Swamp, in that Aeonian Swamp in Caelid, is to meet Radahn's measure, she basically had to let go of her pride, where it was only her fighting, right? Her skill was a blade, her prowess. And she then had to draw in and use the rot in order to win, right? That outer god being. And so now she's trying to give that will back to her. I guess. How is she going to do that? I don't know.
There is something, the will, the dignity.
All right. What's the name of this place? Prayer room. Yep. Okay. Makes sense. Let's get boogieing. Look at these big structures. In a way, I meant to mention it in the town, the Haligtree town, that the material of everything, it makes me think almost ivory-like, right? Because it's got that kind of off-white color to it. And these soldiers have that color going on with their tabards and stuff, too. He exploded. Look how he's got a glow in his chest. And he's poisoned, so it kind of gives it that yellow, greeny look to it. But it was kind of golden-like, right? And there's a Haligtree crown. All right, let's take a look at it. Haligtree helm. I said crown. Helm worn by soldiers sworn to Haligtree. An iron helm graced by a crown of unalloyed gold. It increases our faith. So it increases it by 1, yeah. And you can see that. And I believe in some of the pictures and stuff of Mikola, that's what he has, is a sort of woven crown-like thing going on there, right? You can see there is actually those little cocoon egg-looking things going on in this place, too. Oh, no. What are you guys going to do? Unable to acquire bolt. Yeah, I know. I've got max bolts. Golden runes. So these guys are chilling here. So there are actual, like, Haligtree soldiers. It's a thing I've been curious about. Because we see... Oh, look at that. Avatar. Right? We had the Albinarchs kind of around outside of the whole Haligtree area in that frozen north. And then we have the Cleanrot Knights that are specifically loyal to Millennia, who chose to follow her despite the guaranteed eventual putrefaction of their flesh. But other than that, you don't see anything about any other soldiers, right? It's like, imagine if all you saw were like the banished knights or the other standard knights of the different factions, and there were no other just generic foot soldiers. There is a faction that is like that, and that would be the Carrion family. They don't have standard soldiers of sorts. They really just had the knights, but they were so powerful that they only needed the 20 of them, I think it said. So it could be kind of like that, but this makes a lot of sense that they would have actual standard soldiers to go along. But why are they here, and why didn't they go out looking for Mikola? Maybe they just had orders to stay here. Maybe they didn't know he was gone. You know, there's so many different options to go with. Some of the dudes just kind of chilling in the rooms almost had that dejected feel to it. So maybe they are literally just trying to wait for Mikola. Oh, there's our shield guy. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. All right. Well, I chose way too late to start doing the shield crash. Boom. Oops. Yeah, see how they were just kind of sitting in the dark, too? They're sort of... And, like, the dudes up there were still standing watching everything, but... I mean, it's not any different than, say, the rest of the lands between, where the soldiers and everybody are just sort of left to their own devices. They've gone mad. They are lost in shells of their former selves. I mean, look at that dude. He's just staring at freaking barrels. See? There's an item. Smithing stones. Those are always cool. Is that another dude? Yep. Yeah, look at him. Sitting in the dark. Probably lost and sad that their Lord and Master is gone, or that they've received no new orders in so long. Because who knows how long it's actually been since Mikola was taken away. They could have been here for so long that they've just completely lost their minds, like everybody else. And they're just left doing whatever they're doing. Sealed room. Hello. Alright, more hanging cocoons and things, alcoves, triple rings of light. Okay, so the rings of light spells, when we got them before, you had a single one that was a gift from Mikola to to Radigan. And then Radigan gave it back in like a more explained form or different form, right? Here's the first one, Discus of Light, gift from young Mikola to his father Radigan. And then the Radigan's Rings of Light was a gratitude to the young Mikola from his father. And this is where we start learning that Mikola abandoned the fundamentalism, that golden order, because it couldn't do anything for millennia, which is why he went to unalloyed gold, which actually did do something for her. So now triple rings. Produces 3 rings of light, fires them forward. They return to a position close to the caster before disappearing. A gift from the young Mikola to his father Radigan. Okay, so it's literally the same thing. Nothing new. Well, absolutely. Alright. It's interesting that there are Erdtree avatars that are, right, that have gone to this side. So is it, I guess they're a Haligtree avatars? Maybe the Haligtree has enough of a, I don't want to call it like a will, but presence maybe, that it's able to maybe manifest them. Because if we go, I'm curious, I want to read the, I'd like to read the hammer thing for those avatars again, because I think it, it kind of explains a little bit about where they came from and their being, right? Erdtree and historical radiance, wielded by avatars who protect the minor Erdtrees, emerging in the wake of the Elden Ring's shattering. They were determined to protect the withering Erdtree's offspring. Okay. So, could it be that this is somehow tied to, like, a minor Erdtree, and that's why there is an avatar here? Nope, possibilities. Clean Rot Knights. Surprise, surprise. I want to move back here, because I don't care to have them flank me. Watching out for those rings of lights. So even though these guys are, in fact, Knights of Millennia, their weapons were infused by the gifts of... Oh, he's all buffed up. By Mikola, hence why it does the golden rings. I'm gonna have to watch out for those rings of light now. Uh-oh, that's a problem. I do not want to get flanked. Uh-oh. Can you die, please? Dang it. Oh, no, that's a problem. I'm gonna get rotted. I'm gonna get flung off the stage, maybe? I'm alive. Okay, you're dead. I'm gonna deal with you. Go ahead, swing. Swing. One more. Stab him with some misericord. Now we cleanse that. A little bit rougher than I wanted it to be. Clean Rot Greaves. We've got Mikola's Lily. Okay. Beetle in here and around somewhere. Look how just like all webbed up this place is. Like, it's just so abandoned and left, again, kind of like just sort of going back to nature, right? Uh-oh, wrong weapon. Why do they explode? Why is that what they do? Doesn't seem like a good thing to do, especially from somebody who, I mean, maybe that's just a measure of how devoted they are to Mikola, is that they will literally blow themselves up. Is an awful thing. Alright, so pass that goes down. It's getting kind of dark, makes it hard to see. Kind of want to pass the time now. It looks like, so we could drop down up there, but we have to go through there. Gets us an item. Nice little promenade-ish section over there. Can always drop down from there, so we'll probably do that. Oh, I guess we could have just walked up that section too. Roots kind of go up further. Can we go further? Yeah, so that kind of keeps going. Another section, dude's right there. There's actually another avatar there, and a bunch of ballistas. It's a little scary. Plants in the water there. Oh, yep, they're taking shots at us now. I'm going to dodge around that. I don't actually care to fight any of them. So we're going to go this way. We're going to go somewhere. I don't know where yet. I don't care to fight. Why did that not work? Huh. Blue beetle. Scarlet rot. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna drop down. We're gonna run forward. Closer we are to these ballista shots, the safer we are, actually. We can actually summon a bird. Alright, it's like a big basin. Haligtree soldier ashes. Alright, nice. That's gonna tell us some good stuff about them. I wonder, is this basin like to collect a sacred tear from the Haligtree? It's very reminiscent of, you know, basins and goblets that you would see around the other place for the Erdtree. So to me, that's kind of what it feels like. Summon the ashes. Where are they at? There you are. 4 Haligtree soldiers. Spirits of common soldiers who carry the sacred light. So that's that glow that we see in them, and you can kind of see it in the picture up there. This was the bitter revelation discovered by the desperate soldiers who awaited the return of their lord to the rotted Haligtree. May the flash of our deaths guide Miquella's return. So, when weakened, they explode to deliver a last-ditch attack. So, I guess their revelation was that he wasn't coming back or couldn't find his way back, and so this light was just maybe a way for him to find his way to him, or that's their hope at any rate, huh? Let's see. Oh, it's like a big it's like a little study. There's library books, bookshelves. A scholar, that's a dude behind a little divider. Thinks he's so sneaky. There's another dude on the right. There's a soldier right there. Maybe I can assassinate him. And I can deal with the Clean Rot Knight. I don't know how many hits it's going to take for a dagger to do any kind of posture break. Okay. Nope. Oh, that sucks. Uh-oh. Come on. That was a little close. Whew. Yeah, what you guys got? Alright, now just you and me. One-on-one, I'm not going to lose. I messed that up. I inputted the next attack, and I did not want to. Interesting that they can be rotted. Or poisoned at any rate. Boom. Okay. Warming stone. What else we got in this place? I want to put on a torch so we can see even better, right? Oh, God. I wasn't ready for that. Wow. Okay. Noted. Duly noted. Am I going to get blasted again? Okay, not on this side. That's good. It's actually bottom level. That's cool. So we can go ahead and drop all the way down. Oh. That's not what you want to see. These guys are the worst. He's not noticed us somehow. That counter hit is so slow. I'm dead. I'm alive. Heal again. Get me out. Oh my god, I hate these guys. I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. Please die. Oh my god. Oh, they're the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst. Alright, maybe me using the whip is just... on them is just not the right call, right? Alright. We need something that's gonna bleed them quick. Okay, the Sandspur Rapier, I don't really like using because I feel scummy kind of using it. I actually love using it. It's a lot of fun. It's very satisfying. But also, it makes me feel a little scummy. A Lord's Rune. Nice. Oh, there's a living dude. We're going to backstab him for some healing. Hey, yeah, bolts. What's in here? Oh, Crystallians. Okay. Let's change up you for... I just swapped weapons, too. I'm going to put on my mace. Or, I mean, the whip is probably fine, too, honestly. Hi, bud. Oh, he rots, too. That's not what I want. Because I have very little actual healing right now. At least I can, you know, cleanse it. Alright, spear guy. Other discus one over there. There we go. Okay. I'm slowly getting back into things. Alright, so there are actual Crystallians following Miquella right now. We had the Spirit Caller Snails. Oh, we got a Rotten Crystal Spear. So we had the Spirit Caller Snails who were conjuring some, but now, like, they're actually here in the flesh. But they got us a Rotten Crystal Spear, which is pretty cool. I think we've gotten some of those before, like rotten versions, but they didn't have anything different to say. So here's a regular Crystal Spear. Fashioned from pure crystal, indeed impossible for a human, wreathed with powerful magic. Its attack scales with intelligence. The inscrutable Crystallians have but one clear purpose, to safeguard their crystals unto the end. One theory posits that they yearn for the return of their creator, who will carve for them new brethren. Exact same thing. It festers with scarlet rot. It's actually less. It tells you even less. So it's just been infested with scarlet rot. Which is interesting because it shows us that the rot really can infest really anything, right? Weapons, it corrodes, it's infesting the crystals, so it's sort of like nothing is immune to that Outer God's influence. Except for unalloyed gold, apparently. And I kind of wondered, too, in the past about just sort of stone because of the wall and the dam and stuff that was sort of holding in that lake beneath Liurnia. And given that the that ancient dynasty down there, like so much of it was actually stone and not metal or anything like that, yeah. Maybe I should just summon my bird, because I don't care to die down here, and so I should just take whatever help I can get, you know? Oh yeah, there's a dude right there. Come on out. Get him, bird. Good job, bird. Now get out of the poison. Get out of the poison. Ghost gloveworts. Blood clots. A lot of stores and stuff down here. I'm going to use one of you. Oh, there's the next one. Go get him, bird. Get him, Warhawk. Oh, god dang. Owie. Oh. Oh. die. I'm gonna die. God dang it. Oh, it was miserable. Okay. Alright, fine. Well, now it'll be day, which is gonna be nice to actually see things. And I just gotta get back down there. No big deal, right? Yeah, it's so much easier to see everything that's going on. Look at all the plants, leaves, the roots growing down over everything. Everything's kind of this like orange glow or orange color to it as far as plant life goes. You know, like I said before, autumn, like an autumnal feel. And so I accidentally took an alternate path. Went across one of those little in-between sections, ramps, dropped us down over on this side where the avatar was going. These cool designs on the side here. I can't remember if it was here or somewhere else. There's a place, you know, thing you gotta be careful when you're looking at some of these different design structures, buildings and whatnot. You don't know what's actually just like kind of a public asset or not. And I can't remember if it's this place or a later area that has like the things are just like stock. Like they don't actually mean anything. It's just general design. But that looks like kind of cool. Old man face, something in the middle there. It's all kind of cherub looking things, women like that. It goes, it's a lot of tree motif and all the different like lots of bodies there. I mean, it really makes me think cherub and spirits, more tree leafy looking nonsense. Soldiers, but they've got like a staff, it looks like, which is kind of interesting. But over there we've got more general tree looks to it. There's the old Haligtree avatar. There's another Newman's rune. Okay, that's cool. Don't fire anything at me yet. I'm gonna watch out for that, because that acid rot splash does a lot of damage, actually. Oh, I messed it up badly. Oh, why there's so many rings of it going backwards? That's awful. Come on, man. It's so annoying. There's a stagger. Get us a little bit of the health back and everything. It's cool. He's gonna go second phase. I don't know how I'm gonna dodge this on a little bridge. Oh. Okay. I think that's the worst part about this fight is simply that it's the arena. It's the space. It's just where we're fighting. Because these guys aren't, in my opinion, that bad. The moveset's pretty straightforward once you see it. You keep it cool. But yeah, the space is very hard. We got a rotten staff. So, different version of the Haligtree avatar staff that we have, right? So this one, ceremonial staff depicting the Haligtree in its historical radiance, which is not what that looks like. It festers with scarlet rot, wielded by avatars who protect minor Haligtrees. That's really not what it looks like, though. Like, that's always been like the Mikola tree symbol. So I don't know if it's, maybe it's just also, it is just this thing, and they just reused it, repurposed the symbol for the Haligtree. Or maybe it's just an oversight. Could also be a translation thing, because that happens sometimes where the translations aren't actually done completely correctly. Looks like, yeah, we can use this way to get down to where we were. So drop right here, and then mosey on down a little bit more. All right, bud. Oh, I guess he didn't actually know we were there. That's fine. Oh, what? Oh, come on. Spit poison. I hate these guys so much. But that one went pretty well. You know, it turns out if you get a couple just fully charged R2s on them and stuff, yeah, no problem, right? Okay. So let's see. What is this? Another basin thing. Something amazing. America's Sore Seal. So we've gotten her Scar Seal before. Does it actually tell us anything else, however? So, Scar Seal, an eye engraved with an Elden rune said to be the seal of Queen America. So that one is maybe what America's rune looks like. And that's actually the shape that we see all the people when they're kind of like basically crucified. That's the shape that they're on. It represents the lifelong duty of those chosen by the gods. Intelligence, faith, and arcane, right? This one, said to be the seal of Queen America, greatly, but also increases damage taken. Yeah, solemn duty weighs upon the one beholden, not unlike a gnawing curse from which there is no deliverance. Yeah. You know, the coloration of it actually makes me think of some of the Rune of Death stuff, like when you see the red Rune of Death effects from the Black Knife Assassins and stuff. That's kind of what it looks like to me a little bit, that red coloration. Man, that one really looks like it's like really sunken in, which is crazy. See how the eye is actually, it's got like a golden hue to it, which would make sense if they're chosen for a solemn duty by the gods. They probably would be graced by the light of gold. So interesting that it's here. So is it something that someone basically said, I'm not going to fulfill that duty anymore, and so they, you know, they basically said, took it out and left it here. There we go. Now I finally get the crit light. We're gonna shield crash them. Nice. Beautiful. That's the way to do it. That worked out nicely. There's another one right up there on our right. Fortunately. I thought. Oh, it is him. Shield crash again. There's that. Nice. Alright, we're doing much better this time. I think maybe I was just, I mean, again, same thing. Keep it simple, stupid. I was overthinking it. I was panicking because I had next to no health left. And I had no healing left. So, yeah. Kind of crazy looking, whole crazy alley down here. What's the purpose of it? Who can say? What's in here? Oh, we went in here already. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I was really hoping I could get that counter off in time. Stagger. Stagger. Okay, I was hoping to get the actual crit on him, but it's fine. We have used a lot of our flasks. Also from their tree avatar. Ladder that should take us back up to where we want to be to progress. Another ladder on this side, however. Of course, there's still one more. Why wouldn't there be one more? Ow. Owie. Heal, please, quickly. I got left 4. Oh, god dang it, dude. Really? Alright. Kind of back where we were now. So we went back on the other side, where we took out these ballista dudes. Now, I think we're going to fight this thing, because there was a ladder taken down that would go down. So I think we're going to try and win this fight. Go down there, collect my bunch of the runes that I don't actually need. And then there was another chamber I saw somewhere in there. Like, there's something else up in this mess that I didn't get. And I want to get it before moving on to this next spot. Actually, we could take this path right here. Interesting. Huh. Oh, look, there's a doorway right there. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's try that. Oh, I made the jump, barely. Ourselves something. Haligtree Night Helm. Okay, it's a little different, right? A little different. Helm worn by Knights sworn to the Haligtree ground of it. Okay, yeah, it didn't tell us nothing. Alright, awesome. Another random, like, little study thing. There's lots of just little studies and things around here, which, I mean, that does honestly kind of make some sense for devotees of Miquella and whatnot, because he was essentially a scholar. But we got a grace. That's really handy dandy. This spot is the Elphael inner wall. So we're going to go into it, and I think we're just going to go full on all the way, balls to the wall. See what we can do here. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I don't want my bird to fade out. He's creating good distractions, I think. Okay. We're gonna pull back, even if I lose my bird, because this is not going well for me. It's a tight corridor with a lot of acid BS. There we go. Oh no! Oh, my critical hit. Oh no. It's fine, probably. I tried to dodge backwards. I couldn't. Oh, so unfortunate. All right. I think we can go about that a little bit better. There's a better way for us to do it, I think. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. Wow. What a fight, dude. What is this? Oh, that's nuts. Okay. Finally. That took me way too long. I mean, I know that's a really rugged fight, but man, holy cow. Ivory Draped Tabard. Wow. Great. So glad I did that. Materia Leaf. Okay. It's done though. We did it. We did the thing. Who's shooting at me now? I swear. Oh no, because I died. So of course those guys are still alive now. Ugh. Let's go find the last thing that I didn't get. I think there's like one more, two more spots I maybe didn't hit. I went through there. Oh, there's a lot of dudes. Hey. Oh, the bird is still alive. Somehow. There's a mod. I'm not a big play with mods kind of guy, but there's one that lets you have your summons basically all the time, just everywhere, which, I mean, yeah, is going to make a lot of the game easier, but also, man, that just sounds cool. Like, the summons are such a unique aspect to the game, and they add, in my opinion, some fun flavor, and depending on what you want to do, like, you know, you could play out as like a Haligtree knight, and then you've got your regular soldier squad dudes, and I just really like the flavor that it can really bring to your playthrough, and it just adds a whole different dynamic to playing the game again, depending on how much you've played before. And so that's one of the only mods that I've ever really considered using. Well, that may be some of the seamless co-op type thing. Also, I didn't mention it before too, these guys use perfumery arts. I mean, he only does the poison one. I think it's just, you know, because of the location and everything that they're in. How did you get back up here? Oh, there is a ladder, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, they use some of the perfumer arts, which is interesting. You know, they don't follow the Erd tree, and that's where it originated. But, you know, they are kind of like a splintered section from there. So it's not that weird, in my opinion. And when you've got Miquella, who has his hands in so many things, again, it's not that weird. Okay. I found a spot I didn't go to yet. So, from there, drop down. There we go. Another Clean Rot Knight. Oh! Okay. That's a little unfortunate. Peel. Shield Crush. Full charge R2. Down they go. Okay. I got a little sketch for a second there. Kind of crazy how quickly things can turn around. Alright, that's a Cocoon's festiving place around here. Clean Rot Knight Finley. Finlay. I think it's a legendary one. Let's see. Legendary Ashen Remains. Spirit of Cleanrot Knight Finlay. Finlay was one of the few survivors of the Battle of Ionia, who in an unimaginable act of heroism carried the slumbering demigod Millennia all the way back to the Haligtree. She managed the feat alone, fending off all manner of foes along the way. So, alright, so when Millennia abandoned her pride, snapped that golden needle, and used the rot to help defeat Radon and then blighted that whole space, she was slumbering, comatose, and Finlay carried her off. Okay. That makes some sense. I can see that. I think that's pretty much it. I think that was maybe one of the last things for us to get here. Check right up here. Oh, nope, there's a chest. Look at that. It wasn't everything. Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Okay. No, I still feel like I'm missing something else, because I remember seeing another spot with a Crystallion that I didn't deal with at the time because I was trying to get my runes and self back together. Backstab. Boom. Now we shatter him with fully charged R2. We shatter him with fully charged R2. We shatter him. We shatter him. Thank you. Still alive? Not anymore. Somber Dragon Smithing Stone. Or a Smithing Stone, I guess. Somber 9. Huh. Is that it? I still feel like I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something, actually. This place is so dense. Like, it's really cool. But man, is it dense. In a way, it's kind of like Stormveil 2.0, kind of. In my mind, a little bit. Because there's so many, like, vertical layers you can kind of go around with it. And drop into different areas. In so many sections, you could, frankly, just ignore and move on without. Like, all of this down here, you don't have to do. Like, we could have just straight shot down into that room and ran past that one avatar, called it good, and moved on with our lives. Okay. I think this is it here, actually. Go down. There's a spot. We can drop down. Ledges. So this might just take us down to the bottom. Find it. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, there's a thing. There's a ladder. Elevator. Can't use. And up we go.
What a fear in my heart. But you're so supreme. I give my life.
Oh, bell tower. Look at that. And Michelin Knight's Sword. Alright. Oh, and there's still another item over there we didn't get. Alright. So let's take a look at the sword. Alright. Sword forged by servants of Miquella of the Haligtree, with a design modeled after those carried by Carian knights. Instead of the glintstone, however, amber from the Haligtree is embedded in the blade. A sumptuous piece, yet it has never been offered to any knight. An ill-starred sword with no master. It's got Sacred Blade on there. It's a pretty cool looking sword. I actually do really like it. I think it's got some great style. And it's got a different move set to it as well. So when you go in and you do the R2, it's got a kind of lunge thing. It's pretty sweet. You can see all the amber embedded all on the sides. Some kind of swoop looking designs to it as well. Sort of reminiscent of the Rings of Light. Yeah, and the Carian, I think what it means was a Carian style too, is just how it's so ornamental, right? It's got all the embedded glintstones and stuff like that. So that's what I think of when it says after the Carian style. Let's see that last piece. And then I don't know how I'm going to chop up this place into videos because it's a big place. And I've already been recording for a while. Somber Smithing, or just a Smithing Stone 8. Yeah, I've already been recording for a bit now. And so, it's like this could be part 1, and then we leave this part, and then the next part is kind of like a part 2. And then we have like the final section. Huh. It's a whole set of stairs in the doorway I didn't take. Wow. All right, so I actually did some farming in between, like this recording, the next recording, and some whatnot. So we got more items, particularly one that gives us even more information, and we're going to bring it all together. So we know here that Miquella was whisked away, spirited away by Moak, and he's now gone. And this happened while Millennia was away. Now this put his soldiers into just a state of desperation, right? Because their lord was gone, right? Not only just their lord, but also Millennia, his general, the Blade, the Shadow. And so they were left in this just desperate state, and left with a tree that was basically failing. And so that's why you see when we go around this place how they're all just, I mean, again, like the rest of the world, dejected, stuck in their old habits and patrols. But even more so here, you see them in dark rooms, just staring at nothing, basically completely dejected and losing themselves completely. And you see it in the ashes where they have that final flash, that last ditch effort where they have this inner light that they found in a bitter revelation, and it's their only like very wistful hope that that flash of their death, it would be a light for Miquella to come back to them. Now what makes it even worse for them is the fact that Miquella wasn't just a sort of lord, ruler, and master for them, right? He was a savior. He was a savior. He was a deity, right? He was beloved by them. He created the Haligtree. This was a place for those who were unwanted and rejected, right? He was a god to them. He was a demigod, and he was an Empyrean, a potential replacement for America, a new order, right? And he created this place, and he brought in those who were unwanted, the Albinarics, right? This was a haven, a safe place for them, where we had Loretta bringing them or trying to guide them, telling them about it. You had these misbegotten who are showing up. The soldiers here are likely also recruits in places that weren't wanted in other places. You have the Crystallians. You've also got the Royal Revenants, which we never really talked about. Why are they here? Granted, they're at the bottom layer of the wall and everything, but they're not a common sight that you see in places. They're often down in sewers and these other unwanted old ruins and things like that. So he's bringing in all of these people and resources and things that are just, they are the outcasts, right? And so he isn't just a simple ruler or commander. He is their savior. And so that would explain why they are so heavily affected when he is lost to them, because it's more than just losing a figurehead. It was everything to them. He was their god. Now, as for the Haligtree, like when we were up in the canopy of it, speculating, because you get these saplings from it, the little sacramental buds that would say, hey, potentially came from a sacramental blood used to water it, blah, 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 cultivated with useful sacramental blood. Well, we know, now that we have some other armor pieces, we can see that there's even more to that. You get the Haligtree Knight armor as well as the other soldier armor. Emblazoned was a crest of the Haligtree. Though watered with Miquella's own blood, since it was a sapling, the Haligtree ultimately failed to grow into an Erdtree. So Miquella used his own blood to water this tree and grow it into what it is now. But it ultimately failed to grow into an Erdtree. So there's a few things we can get from this. I mean, one, I guess questions on why. Why did it fail, right? Did it fail because it was Miquella's blood and Miquella was cursed with youth? And so with that curse, it just couldn't truly properly grow? Did it simply fail because he was taken away because of a sort of rot influence due to his twin sister? There's no real answers there. Maybe it was just doomed from the start. Maybe the conditions to make the Erdtree just aren't going to be met by doing this. But it does tell me, or at least in my opinion, it gives me the idea about the creation of the Erdtree. Why would he think to use his own blood to create his own Erdtree? Why would he do that? What would inspire him to think, hey, if I use my blood to water the sapling, it'll grow into an Erdtree? And my only thought with that is the Erdtree's origins are also steeped in blood. I mean, if you look back into the Golden Order and the Age of the Erdtree, it is also steeped in war and violence and blood. And so it kind of implies that, yeah, the Erdtree was also grown through sacrifice of sort. So was it just not the right sacrifice? Is it the curse that influenced it? Maybe it just simply wasn't enough. It was the right path because, hey, it did grow into a massive tree that sort of rivals the Erd tree, but ultimately it just didn't have enough of the ingredients, not quite the right ingredients. It needed an adjacent source. It's hard to say. It's just an interesting thought, interesting thing to think about. Now, obviously, DLC's been out for a while, so there are some things we can clearly tie in between the two of them, right? So if, for whatever reason, you don't want to know about the DLC and stuff, I guess don't listen to this next part. I'll see you later. But the emblems and stuff that Miquella used tie very closely into what goes on in the Shadowlands, right? You can see on this emblem right here with the symbol of his Haligtree as a twisting spire that goes up, which is a huge symbol in the Shadowlands, right? And you see it with the Horn folk, and we know that their people were decimated. Like in the creation of the Erd tree, America completely like wiped them out essentially. And so with what we were just reading and how he tried to use his own blood to make an Erd tree, we know that the history of the Erd tree is made through death and blood. And so of course he knew this, right? And that's why he was trying to do that here, but maybe without such a sacrifice. But it all kind of goes back into just how much Miquella does know as a scholar, and just the fact that, like Gowry said, he's somebody who can peer into the heart of matters. And I want to say there's some other pieces that say like the truth of the soul and body, something like that. I could be mixing in Dark Souls as well, actually. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. But that's where we're going to call it here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a pretty neat place. This overall section is it is one of my favorite, despite the fact that I don't go through it very much. It's a bit brutal. Some of it does feel kind of jank. But at the same time, it's, to me, very aesthetically pleasing with the colorations, the sort of ivory look to everything, which is his sort of signature color, that off-white, and then with the kind of just pure gold on there and everything. Plus, the plants, the vines, the leaves that kind of overgrow everything, giving it this just, as I've said multiple times, this sort of autumn feel and sort of twilight, which just fits everything with the Haligtree and just sort of the world in general. But yeah, that'll be it. Can't see my character at all, but hope you enjoyed it. And until the next one, take care.